Hello everyone, Jason Olea back here again, and today we're going to be doing a long overdue video that I've been planning for quite a while, but just haven't gone around to it. And that is of the best films of 2023. Now, you guys are wondering, it's been like 3 months now. Why are you doing this all of a sudden? Well, I want to wait till after the Oscars for me to get a chance to watch some films that have been nominated there and see if I'm able to catch up on anything. And I was able to, but not every movie. So there might be some movies that are great but did not make it to this list because I didn't get a chance to watch it. So let me know in the comments down below what your top 10 films of 2023 were. And now let's get into it. But before we start, I'm going to do some honorable mentions. The Holdovers is a fantastic drama that I very much found extremely heartwarming all throughout. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is a fantastic action piece and another classic Tom Cruise film. Air is an inspirational drama about the making of a shoe that will leave you uplifted by the end. Saw X is a return to form for the franchise in what is quite possibly its best film to date. And Sound of Freedom showcases the horrors of child labor and child trafficking in a very subtle and thought-provoking and dramatic film. Those are my honorable mentions, and now let's get into the best films of 2023. Talk to Me is a film that wasn't on my radar for a long time. It wasn't until it was first released that I heard about it, and when I heard that it was from the guys that done all the Ron McDonald stuff, basically in a YouTube channel called RackaRacka, I was like, they're making a movie? I didn't hear of this, and I missed out on all that stuff. I was wondering why they haven't been uploading for a while, and this is the reason why. And honestly, this film was incredible. It's my favorite horror film of last year, and I would highly recommend it. It is tension-filled, it is a lot of fun, it has great characters, and very creative horror. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is quite possibly one of the most ambitious animated films of all time. Not only due to its long runtime and stellar and unique and groundbreaking animation, but the storytelling and characters are some of the best I've seen in quite a while, and how it leaves off at the end for part 3 leaves me very excited. The only reason why it's low on the list is that it just ends, and you could definitely tell this is not the end of the story. It didn't feel like its own complete film. It definitely needed part 3 to help conclude everything, and if part 3 sticks to the landing, then this film could possibly be higher on the list. But as of now, it's this low, but still an amazing achievement in animation. The Boy and the Heron is Hayao Miyazaki's latest film, and it is the first one I've seen of his in a theater. And honestly, this is a great introduction to his work. If you haven't seen any of his previous films, it is thought-provoking, it is artistic, the characters and drama are absolutely amazing. I couldn't find a single thing glaringly wrong about the film. I thought it was very incredible and just all around such a breathtaking artistic endeavor for this amazing director, and it deserves the best animated feature nominee win, really. This is like second win since like Spirited Away, and honestly, I'm happy about that. I think this film is incredible, and you should definitely check it out.
Oh, the Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon is Martin Scorsese's latest film, and it's one that's considered not one of his best for some reason. To me, I could understand that. is definitely not up there in its top tier works, but I still found this to be an incredibly thought-provoking historical piece with great performances, a unique and important story, and a great script to bring everything together. Despite a long runtime, I was engaged all the way through. Poor Things is quite possibly one of the more divisive films on this list, at least from the people that I've talked to about it. I understand how it's not for everybody, but for me, I found this to be an incredibly beautiful looking film with some of the most unique cinematography I've seen in a while, some of the most inventive production design and costume design as well, with a fantastic lead performance by Emma Stone. This is a film that was able to do everything that I wanted to do right. It was weird, it was creative, and while I understand that its weirdness is not for everybody, it was for me, and I was still engaged with the story and themes it was trying to tell. And if you are into weird, character-driven films like this, then I could definitely recommend Poor Things to you. Suzume is a film that I don't think gets enough credit. It is similar to many of this director's previous works, but I still found it to be beautifully animated, quite possibly, if not the best animation of the entire year, at least in my opinion. The backgrounds look drop dead gorgeous, and the design of each character is very unique. I found the story itself also to be very creative and inventive and emotional, and it was able to do everything I wanted this film to basically do. It was just an incredible film that I don't think gets enough credit, and I think a lot more people should seek this out if they can, at least in the US. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a film that definitely left me emotionally wrecked by the end. Not just because this is the end of the Guardians, but the story it told and in the manner it told it just left me just downright emotional, and at many points in the film actually in tears. This is one of the best Marvel films in quite a while. It had some of the best character-driven moments in the entire MCU in Guardians franchise. The action is exhilarating. The characters are likable and fun like always. The villain is terrifying and downright evil. This is everything I want a superhero movie to be, and I hope that we're able to get more stuff like this in the MCU in the near future. And I hope this is not just a one-hit wonder. Oppenheimer is a return to form for Christopher Nolan after the failure of Tenet, and people seem to be looking at more of his faults as a filmmaker. He returns to give us this incredible story about the man who created the atomic bomb, and delivers fantastic filmmaking, cinematography, music, an excellent performance by Cillian Murphy. This is one of the best theater experiences I ever had. Not just due to the fact that I watched it in my birthday week in Hollywood, but 70mm format I watched it in helped just make this entire film, despite it being a lot of talking, feel epic and important. And Christopher Nolan did a fantastic job at directing this film and telling one of the most important stories of our time. Godzilla Minus One is like a sequel to Oppenheimer, well, a spiritual sequel if you know what I mean, and basically builds upon its foundations in the manner of a Godzilla film by portraying post-war Japan at its lowest state and making Godzilla the forefront bad guy of this entire film. It was able to deliver all the monster spectacle you want with some of the best character drama in the entire Godzilla franchise, and delivered what is, in my opinion, the best Godzilla film. Made in only a budget of $10 million, it shows how much you're able to accomplish with so little. And honestly, Hollywood should be looking at this film and its budget, and they should be cutting down the spending they've been putting on visual effects and try to focus more on the story, because without a good story, you don't have a good movie. And this film had a fantastic, emotionally charged story that left me just enthralled all throughout. And I could highly recommend this film to anyone, even if you are not a fan of Godzilla. I can't see this film in some way if making you satisfied as a film going audience. Like, this is a movie that I could see everyone enjoying. But my number one pick for the best film of the year is something that I had a much deeper connection all throughout the entire year due to some events in my life, and looking back at this entire franchise leading up to this moment and how it all concluded at the end. It just made this film and the franchise it's a part of feel a lot more personal to me. And that film is John Wick Chapter 4. I love everything about this film. And the story it decided to tell, it was something that legitimately surprised me. I didn't know this was going to be the end of the franchise, at least until it made too much money. But the way it concluded the story of John Wick just left me so emotional by the end that I was happy to call this my favorite action franchise of all time. The action is exhilarating. The stunts are absolutely incredible. The cinematography alone should have gotten itself a nomination for Best Cinematography. The character work with some of the side characters is amazing. The world building is still fantastic. But it's that conclusion to the story that just left me so emotional, and is a theater experience I will never forget. I love John Wick Chapter 4, and even if you're not a fan of this franchise, I could still recommend this to you. And this movie, it just did everything for me. And for that being not only a great conclusion, but being a great action film and a great movie in general, is why this film is at number 1. Well, these are my best films of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments down below. As I said before, just be civil. We all have different opinions. I don't expect any of you guys to agree with this list, but that's what makes talking about films so much fun. Next, we're going to go to the worst films of the year. I got one more film to talk about for that one, and Disney, you better not disappoint with this one, is all I'm saying. I heard a lot about this one, and you better not disappoint in my eyes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.